G'day Ed, it's Ian here. Okay, this is the first time I've done this. I am trying to record essentially everything I've got going on here. I'm currently recording my screen, which you should be able to see okay. And of course, that's your radio on 7.160. On the, let me think down here. So down there, we've got the web status screen. As you know, and if we watch this one down here move, as I move that, that's locked. So I'll just make that so it updates itself correctly. So that's cool. You see the frequency changing down there. Cool, cool. And I'll tune up. So I'll press the ATU button. I'm moving my mouse around a bit because there's actually a screen over the top here, which you I think can't see, which is good because it would be distracting. So to tune up the transmitter, I'm just going to go press the ATU button. And then you should see the, this down the bottom here, this goes transmitting, showing down here on air. That's cool. There it goes. And MOX is, PTT. So I'm pressing the MOX button. So now we're transmitting again. That's the MOX testing. And then this is just a tune carrier. You see down there it says tune. So this is all on the Mac, of course, using the Smart SDR software. Now this thing up here, this application here is called Mainstage. That's what's doing my audio processing. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm just going to switch from recording my screen to recording my phone. I'm going to sort of show you what I've got set up here. So let me just see if I can switch here. Okay, cool. You can see this is from my phone now. So you can see on the screen how I see this extra window here, but you shouldn't be seeing that window. Okay, so take a step back. This is obviously my shack and my PTT foot switch down there. So just to sort of explain things, you've got the Maestro here, which is currently not connected to anything. In it, I've got the FHM3 microphone with the little wire cable, and that goes into the little HDST, the headset connector on the bottom. Essentially, just the microphone. So the PTT, which you would normally have in there, I've actually got the foot switch going in there. So I'm going to use the foot switch for PTT. So if I was using the microphone, I could hold it like this. Don't need to worry about pressing the button. I'll just use the foot switch for PTT. So that's actually my preference. So at the moment we're doing nothing with the Maestro. Then I've got the Shure microphone. It's got a little mute, as you know, on there. It's got the connection USB-C and XLR. In this case, the XLR is doing nothing. It's actually not connected to anything. So this is the USB-C connection is going over the boom, over that, round the back. It's not connected to the audio box. It's just going straight into my Mac. In fact, you can probably see it in there just in there it is. The black one, you can't see it properly, but it's in there. So that's how things are going. So Shure microphone, round the back, into the Mac, and then the SDR software, which then is talking to your radio directly in Texas. And that's it, right? That's it for the moment. So I'm just going to switch the camera off. And you can see what I'm doing up here actually. Cool. So now back to the screen. Now what I wanted to show you on here, this is the key thing. Now the audio that you're listening to at the moment, I can't hear it myself, but it looks to be okay. It's coming in directly through the Shure microphone. So the input to essentially, I'll show you quickly again. The input to the program here, you can see I'm picking here. That's test 1, 2, 3, 4. That's me talking. I can select the input here. So this is the screen recording program, which you can't see. It hides that from you. So at the moment, I've got the input selected to be the Shure MV7. There's another thing here called Black Hole 2 channel. Now I'll explain that in a minute. So at the moment, we're on the Shure camera, or the Shure MV7. So essentially the audio for the computer that's recording now, and if I press the button here, 5, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. So hopefully that chopped out. So we're using that microphone source. Turn this guy off. So yeah, you're listening to me directly on audio coming straight from the Shure microphone through USB-C, not through the XLR connector into the Mac. So I've also got, with the Flex Radio software here, I can change the input source. So I can say, take the input directly from the Shure microphone. There's no extra software involved, no nothing. So if I transmit now, my audio going live to air is directly from the Shure microphone. Now on the Flex Radio software, on the right-hand side down here, I'm trying to move my mouse around so you can follow me. On the right-hand side down here, you scroll right down the bottom, you've got the equalizer, and on this is your transmit equalizer. So you can change the audio. So if the Shure microphone's got too much bass, you can knock the bass down, turn it on, turn it off. You can set it to flat, like that's flat, of course. So that's for your receive audio, and that's for your transmit audio. So if you had someone else listening to you, or you were listening to yourself via Kiwi SDR or some other mechanism, that would change your transmit audio. So so that's that. So I'm just going to take a visual snapshot of that. I'm going to set it to flat. In fact, I'm going to just have it disabled, which is the same as flat, right? So I'm essentially turning off any audio equalization done by the Flex Radio software. And at the moment, if I transmit, I would be transmitting with the audio from the Shure microphone directly, as you know here, like that. So here's the thing, right? So you've got the microphone coming into the Mac computer, and it needs to get connected up to a piece of software. And like in this case, it's getting connected to the Smart SDR software. And that software kind of has an output, but you can't typically feed the output of one piece of software back into another piece of software. So I've got installed this special driver called a black hole 2 channel. You can install this on your Mac. It's free software. You can muck around with that a little bit to get it configured. It's not overly difficult. But essentially, it's like a loop back. So if I take so what I do, right, is rather than having the input coming from the Shure microphone, I'll say send the input take the input from the black hole 2 channel. And so this software over here, which is Mainstage, it sends its output. So it takes its input from the Shure microphone and sends its output to that black hole, which sends it into the Smart SDR software. So if you imagine that in this scenario where I select that, I'm saying take the microphone and go straight into the SDR software. But when I select this one, the black hole, imagine that's like saying take the audio off the microphone and bring it into this program, into Mainstage, and then out of that into the Smart SDR software. And in the Mainstage, you can see I've got all these different things turned on. So this is like the audio part. So I've got a noise gate, I've got the channel equalizer, I've got a compressor. This is all the settings for those things. I can't remember how to drive this, to be honest. I've got the limiter, a delay, a gain. I've got all this stuff going on. I'll open these up in a minute and show you. But essentially, it's doing audio compression, audio modification. Now, what I'll do just to sort of prove the point is at the moment, the audio that I'm recording for this video is coming to the from the Shure microphone indirectly into the audio processing thing. Now, I'll just show you here. I'll turn the camera on again. So that's the camera. So down here, where am I? There I am. Sorry, my arm's on the microphone. I'll change this one here, and I'll say take the input, instead of from there, take it from the black hole device. And remember that the Mainstage software, the output of it goes to the black hole device. So essentially, if I pick the black hole device here, I'm saying take the output from the Mainstage software, which is the modified audio. So if I've done that now, hopefully you can hear a difference in my audio now. You might hear a bit of reverb and stuff. So I'll just select OK. Actually, maybe it's at this point you can hear a difference. So I'm going to turn the camera off and go back to the Mac. So now, I think now you should hear my audio coming from Mainstage, and I'll make it so that the Smart SDR software, in fact, it's picked up the Mainstage, which is the black hole driver. Now in these, I can turn on and off features. So I'll turn the noise gate off. I'll turn the channel equalizer off. I'll turn all these little elements off, right? And you're probably hearing a change as I do that. I'll start by turning the noise gate on, and then the equalizer, and then the compressor, then the exciter, then the limiter, then the delay. Delay is the big one, to be honest, and then the gain. So that's my sort of fully modified signal. So hopefully you can hear the difference on that. Remembering, of course, that over here on the transmit side of things, you don't want to have, if you're mucking around with your audio here, and you can see I've got a equalizer here, you don't want to have equalizer going on the Flex software as well. So that's that. Hopefully that's all making sense so far. Now I'm going to switch back on the camera again and show you what I'm going to do with this SmartControl. So there we go, we've got the camera on, and I'll just put those two back to the fore, which is what we want. So, okay, so you're looking at my camera again. So now, here's the old Maestro sitting here doing nothing, and there's your radio sitting there, and you can see that from the perspective of the Flex, the Maestro is connected and my MacBook Pro is connected. So I'm going to try and do connect, and I'm going to say SmartControl. So it comes up now. Instead of saying run, I say SmartControl. This is a key difference, right? So loading up. Waiting. All right, now SmartControl mode. So you can see straight away it's different. It says, look, what do you want to control? So I want a SmartControl. God, I'm pressing the wrong thing. I can SmartControl your Maestro or my MacBook. So I want to SmartControl my MacBook. Now let's have a look at it. So that's what it looks like. And you can see the frequency 7161.8, 7161.8. So if I turn the dial around, see the frequency changing? And I'm still turning the dial around with my fingers. See that changing? So how cool is that? So basically, I'm kind of like using the Maestro to control the software on the Mac. Pretty cool, right? Now, if I press ATU over here or MOX here, you'll see this will come on. So I'm just going to press MOX here, and you see it's in transmit mode. See the red bar, right? MOX off. I press the tune button here, and it's in transmit mode there. You can see it, right? Cool. Now, if I press my foot switch here, you can hear me pressing my foot switch. Notice it's going into transmit mode there as well. Right? Pretty cool. So now if I just go and I want a clear frequency. So essentially at this point in time, I've got all the software running on the Mac. I've got the audio processing done here, the Smart SDR software, the Maestro in SmartControl mode, where it's essentially controlling this software, but through the radio. Not like this is not talking to this. They're both talking to the radio. So when I make changes on here, the changes go to the Flex 6700, and then this is reading the updates from the 6700. So the common thing between these two is the radio, right? This is not connected in any way to my Mac, right? Even though they're sitting side by side, there's no connection. They're on the same wireless network, but they're not talking to each other. All right, so that's pretty cool, right? I think that's really cool, actually. So yeah, so now if I go like this, I'll just try and do it all at the same time. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is VK1HF/K5YZW. Testing Flex Radio with Maestro SmartControl out of Texas and using a Shure MV7 Plus. This is VK1HF/K5YZW. There we go. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'll turn that off. So back to that. So I think hopefully that worked. I'm going to stop the video now and see if it worked.